Okay, let's continue with the second part of the story. Now, attracted by her youthful good looks, Mr. Bennet had fallen in love with her and married her. So here we are talking about Mrs. Bennet. So Mr. Bennet, he must have fallen in love with her, all because of her looks, and he married her. But he had no idea that she was a foolish woman. He had realized very early in his marriage, however, that his beautiful wife was extremely foolish. Maybe, very soon after getting married, Mr. Bennet he realized that his wife was extremely foolish. But instead of correcting and teaching her so that Mrs. Bennet's manners and conversation improved with time, he merely avoided his wife as much as possible. So, rather than helping her or, telling her what is right, what is wrong, what he did, he avoided her. He completely ignored her. He never tried even, he never even tried to teach her good manners. So she was completely ill-mannered and foolish lady. So Mrs. Bennet went her own silly ways. So Mrs. Bennet, she had her own silly ways, chattering endlessly about little things, her petty problems, her imaginary ailments. So what she used to talk about, see, little things, anything that is little and useless, her petty problems, small problems, her imaginary ailments, okay, whatever her imaginary problems were, the wicked entail, and of course the property entailment thing, and how circumstances combined to defeat her. And she would always talk about circumstances and how they are trying to defeat her. No one knows what I suffer. I'm sorry, it says no one knows what I suffer. So she was always like, oh, nobody knows about how or what I suffer. She would wail, she would always cry and crib on that. Everything is against me. So she felt as if everything that is happening in the world is against her. Fortunately, okay, the two elder girls, Jane and Elizabeth, had only their mother's beauty. So Jane and Elizabeth, they only had the beauty of their mother, not the brain. They were both intelligent, sensible, and well-mannered. So these two girls, the elder ones, they were both intelligent, sensible, and well-mannered. See the third one, Mary. The third daughter was a plain looking. She was not at all good looking, just simple plain looking, but with a very high opinion of her own cleverness. But she has a very high opinion of her own self. They've given it here conceited girl. Conceited means when you have high opinion of yourself, right? Catherine, usually called Kitty, and Lydia were pretty but ill-mannered. So the last two girls, Lydia and Catherine, they were pretty, but they were completely ill-mannered girls and pleasure-loving. They talked only of clothes, dancing, and young men. So they would only sit together and talk about these three things. I wish Papa would control the girls, said Elizabeth to Jane. Now the elder two, they are talking. They say, I wish Papa could actually control these two girls. Mr. Bennet, however, was too lazy or too indifferent. So understand, the problem was not only with the family but also with Mr. Bennet. He was lazy and indifferent. He was not even bothered, or both to bother. Distant and mocking, he devoted himself to his farm and his books. He just kept away from all this chaos, and he was more into his books and his farm. And the behavior of their three younger sisters continued to be an embarrassment to Jane and Elizabeth. And because of these three sisters, Jane and Elizabeth, they had to face embarrassment everywhere. The two elder girls had an additional embarrassment in their father's attitude. to their mother and their sisters. Now, okay, there was another embarrassment. First was were their sisters, and the other was the way their father behaved with their sisters and mother. The remarks he addressed to them in company not only showed he was aware of their foolishness, but drew attention to what might otherwise have passed unnoticed. Okay, now the worst thing was that Mr. Bennet, he used to pass comments on them, that too in the public, right? Comment on his wife, on his daughters, and whatever the foolish actions were, they were actually brought into notice because of him. So maybe his wife was foolish, but the way he used to, or maybe the way he behaved, it actually highlighted her foolishness, right? So somewhere or the other, Mr. Bennet was also the part of it, right? Okay. At home, he treated his wife as a source of amusement. So, whenever they were at home, he actually treated his wife as a source of amusement, just for entertainment. He teased her, but did not understand his teasing. He teased her, but she did not understand his teasing. He used, maybe he used to make fun of her, and she was ignorant. She had no idea what he was doing. She revealed her mean, vulgar mind in the stupid remarks she made. So, whatever was there in her mind, mean and vulgar mind, she used to, speak it in the form of remarks. We'll do till here, page number 18. Right, the next will continue in the next video. Please do one thing, just read. Okay, read the chapter at home whenever you have time. Read, and if possible, please complete your work. Right, do not leave it, and see if you can complete your question and answers. You have complete 1 week to complete your work, and you are at home. You can complete your work, so please do it. Right? Okay, then thank you. Okay, it's not.